back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favourite vault dweller of films, Ben. Unfortunately, Daniel was unable to make this film, which is a shame as he probably would have been able to give me a little bit more in terms of lore, but it is none other than Borderlands, which is the film adaptation of the video game series. However, story-wise, it's kind of its own separate entity, but it is set in, obviously, the world of Pandora. I've played all of the games and I'm a big fan of it. So in terms of full backstory and a little bit of lore, that side of things, there's probably not much I can sort of really give you, being I played it back when it came out. But overall, I'm incredibly disappointed about this film. In terms of the positives, I'll start off with the positives. Look, the film's directed by Eli Roth and written directed by Eli Roth. And if you're not familiar with his work, he usually, filmography-wise, usually works in the very violent horror, like thriller kind of realm. And you can really tell, like he's directed the Hostel films, he's directed Green Inferno, Knock Knock. His only other kind of PG-13 or M film has been The House with Clock on Its Walls, which was fine. He directed Thanksgiving last year, which I thought was quite an okay film, but you can really tell. I don't know if it was studio interference or just what he was wanting, and financial related, which could be definitely the case. But the film definitely tried to go for like this quirky, like action route, but it didn't have the violence or the humor to attach to that his previous films would know. The cast itself, I think Cate Blanchett, who's probably one of the best working actresses today, who plays Lilith. She's good in the film. Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis, the whole cast, they just have zero chemistry throughout the whole film. It's kind of baffling. It feels very much like it's grabbing from other properties. It felt very like Guardians of the Galaxy vibe at times, but it just didn't have the chemistry between any of the cast. It didn't have the comedy that was hitting. It didn't have the great direction. It is genuinely, in my opinion, a mess of the film. And I just, it's a shame because I really wanted this film to be good. And I think while it might appease and appeal to certain fans of the video game series, I just don't think it had enough going for it to really appeal outside of that. So I don't know how successful the film may be. I will give props in terms of the world building and the designs. Like the world building is good, and the designs of the guns and even the like attention to detail across the world setting was really top notch. And you can tell they took a lot from the video game in that retrospect. But overall, it was just really, really disappointing. I don't think there was really any saving grace in the film, to be honest. Like it's none of it really worked for me. I think Kevin Hart was a complete miscast. I really only think Cate Blanchett's the only serviceable one here. Like Edgar Ramirez plays Atlas, but it's the most he's got absolutely zero charisma or chemistry between anyone. It just felt like, the best way I can put it was, it felt like everyone was filming their scenes alone, and then next thing you know, they're editing or green screening or blue screening them into the scenes with other people. Like it just felt completely emotionless. And the action, there's a few sequences here and there which are quite cool, but I mean, the film's got $100 million budget, which just baffles me. I don't know if they spent it all on the cast and then, 10 million of that was towards the film and how it looked. Because like at times the CGI was genuinely really poor. And I think for a AAA budget movie, like a movie getting 100 mil, like The Creator, which came out 2 years ago or a year ago now, was made on a Sony A7 camera for like minimal amount. Well, not minimal, but in comparison to this. And it's just really baffling. I don't know what happened here, whether it was studio, what's the go. It's also released at a really odd time in between Deadpool. I've put the review up for It Ends With Us. Like, I really don't know what target audience it's going for, because if it is targeting the gaming audience that loved the game so much, it's like they're probably more hung up on still Deadpool, because that's realistically something they might be into. Or even then, just other films. It's just an odd film, and I don't think it had a good sign that there were no reviews, like media screenings. There was no any buzz about the film. It kind of just released and it came out today. And yeah, like I'm just really disappointed. It's probably one of the most disappointing films of the year so far, in my opinion. And it could definitely be up there in the worst. I really, which is a shame because I really wanted to love it. I love the films. If you're watching this, you probably, love the games. If you're watching this, you probably love the games also and you're wanting to know. And it's just really a shame. I really think nothing of the film worked for me at all, apart from just the world itself and the designs and the attention to detail in the world. But overall, other than that, like it just kind of was a massive mishit, which I'm quite upset about because I think this definitely did have potential, especially for a video game movie. Like it is something not necessarily plot related to the first, but like it's definitely a world where they could make it work. And it's a shame to see, but if you have seen it, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. If I'm alone here, that was just my opinion. Comment below, let us know what you think of the film. Subscribe for more of our reviews. It does mean a lot, and give the video a like. We'll catch you next time.